see you. Whoop.
Always good to see you too. So we are live streaming now.
Okay, well,
Just
I'm
so
gonna.
everyone knows. And for those of you who are just joining us, if you do have any questions for Geshe-la, you can put them in the chat for me, and I will get those relayed to him either today or maybe next week, depending on how far we get.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Millie. Morning, Laura, David, Nancy. Who else do we have? Katrina. It's good to see everyone. Felix.
Good morning, everyone.
And we are streaming live on YouTube. So welcome to anyone and everyone who's joined us through YouTube. And Geshe-la has arrived. Good morning, Geshe-la.
Good morning. Alhamdulillah, good morning. Please start the prayer.
So let's begin by chanting Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times. Jayata Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha Jayata Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha Jayata Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha. Now the verse of praise and the mantra for Medicine Buddha. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispel of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Deyata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Deyata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Deyata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Now the four immeasurables, and three times. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Okay, now the verse of praise and the mantra for Chenrezig, the Buddha of Great Compassion. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, who said a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you, Chenrezig, I'll sing when I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Now the verse of praise and mantra for Green Tara. Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from all fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Sanje Chodan Soje Chodam La Chanjo Padon Dane Jasa Dage Chushin Jibia Sonamji and Ola Piji Sanji and Oborisho. Sanje Chedan Soje Chonam La Chancho Pardon Dani Jamo Dage Chushi Jibia Sonam. Dola Piji Sanji and Oborisho. Sanje Chedan Soje Chonam La Chancho Pardon Dani Jamo Dage Chushi Jibia Sonam and Ola Piji Sanji and Oborisho. Yeah. Good morning, Venerable Hamo. Good morning, Venerable Tenzin Lamo. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Alejandra Chedin. Again, thank you for translating people back in Patagonia. Oh, here, Venerable Kando, good morning. Venerable Kesan Wambo, good morning. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, Meta. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Neely Wong. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Katina. Good morning, David. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Meredith. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Arlene. Good morning, Marcelo, Fernanda, Patagonia. Good morning, Carolina, Gomez. All of you, good morning, all of you. From Patagonia. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Patricia, Patagonia. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Katamba Center. Good morning, Dr. Watkin. Good morning, Susie. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Alexandra. Trashidele. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Domasi. Good morning, Tara. Beautiful name. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Govina. Good morning, Hen. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, William. Good morning, John CJ. Good morning. Good morning, connecting to audio. Good morning, Luis. Yeah, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Good morning, anybody watching on YouTube. Good morning. Welcome back to class. So, any question, Linda? Any question left from last Sunday?
Yeah, Geshe, good morning. There are a couple of questions. One was left from last week, and then we have another one from this morning. Do you want me to read both of them to you first?
First, the question asked about relationship between me and my father. I think this
Yeah, that one was from several weeks ago.
Oh, sorry, because there's not that kind of like, there's nothing much to say. I went to monastery when I was 7 years old. I only spent 7 years with my parents. So then most of my life I was in the monastery. So, and probably thought, that I will have more time after when I graduated, become Gishi. So then I came to Kadamba Center. So, and I only feel every 3 years, 2 months here, there, 2 months. And sometimes every 2 years, sometimes every 3 years, then get chance to go there 2 months, spend 2 months, then that's it. So, and there's not much communication. There's no telephone to call. There's no FaceTime. There's nothing. So there's nothing to call. Writing a letter takes like a few months to get there. My hometown is so small. People need to carry, somebody has to carry the letter to the town. There's no like, it's very remote area, only like 200 families live there, like 14,000 feet above sea level, very high up. Not much happening there. So, and then after he did came to this country and stay with me. That's the longest time we spent together, like 4 or 5 months together. Then he was very, very bored. There's nothing to do. Nothing to do. So, and he drinks. He likes to drink. So, especially after my mom passed away. So then, so she passed away in the monastery in my dormitory. So I brought her back all the way back from my hometown. There's no good hospital. And after that, he's been drinking. So then no matter how many times I say, he probably never. I don't think he don't listen, but it's very hard for him. So then I put him into monastery. So I asked him to stay in my dorm in the monastery. So I thought nobody drinks there, so maybe that will help. So somehow he managed to make a friend with the local people. He's getting his supply, even in the monastery. He's getting his supply in the monastery. So then that's the end of requesting him not to drink. It's finished. So then he came here. Not really happy, so cannot speak the language. No stupid to go around, no friends. It's kind of hard. I thought like I did something wonderful for him. Turns out he's not happy. So anyway, so then I took him to I was about to go to Nepal. So then I asked him, "You want to go?" He said he very much like to go back to Nepal. And I asked him, "You want to come back?" He said, yes. And I asked a few times. He said, yes, he wants to come back. So then I bought round trip ticket. So immediately we landed in the Kathmandu airport. So then the passport needs to stamp. So then somebody helping us there, some like girls helping us there. So then he asked, what are you doing with my passport? I said, you have to put stamp in order to come back. He said, no, I'm not going back. What you can do, there's nothing you can do. Then I told him, okay, now let's not argue. I said, if you tell me the truth, I asked you a few times, if you tell me the truth, so money that we spend on the ticket can be donated to somebody in Nepal, probably will last whole year. So now we just wasted there for no reason. And he's very quiet, he didn't say anything. So then I decided probably not to continue the conversation, is finished. So then after 6 months later, so he witnessed how mom passed away in monastery. Mom was in the hospital long time and spent quite a bit of money, but did not recover. So he feel very bad that we spent all this money and she never recovered. And he's telling me, I don't want to die like her. I just want to die all of a sudden. I don't want to stay in the hospital, spend all this money. So I just want to die. And I want to die in my hometown, like very quick. That's exactly what happened. After 6 months, he passed away in the hometown, in his own house. Very sudden death, around one day, could not wake up, finish. So see, there's not much story between me and my father because we didn't spend enough time. First, I was born 7 years, we spent together. Probably I was little, I don't remember much. After that, I was in the monastery. So then I when finished my education, I came to here now at the Kadamba Center. Now it's been like 21 years of my life was in Kadamba at the Kadamba Center. So that's the story. So okay, that's all about my father, between me and my father. So what other question, Linda?
Thank you, Geshe-la. Okay, so we have one that says, they're both short questions. So would you like me to read them both?
One more thing. See, like I think dealing with the parents, so we have to understand, because being an oldest from the family, so that you kind of like nobody has elected you as a head of the family, but naturally you feel kind of moral responsibility to. You just felt like responsibility, So like, and of course, Asian culture is very much like family-oriented culture, so that parents do expect their children to take care of them when they get old, and the children does that very voluntarily, without force. Children that for them is like almost like they take this as like spiritual practice, so they help their parents. So maybe sometimes there's many occasions. Even though there's compassion there, but wisdom is lacking. Sometimes there's many occasions the wisdom is lacking, so therefore that we into forcing our own ideas on them may not bring them happiness. But then we need to sit back and rethink, there's many indication after indication they don't appreciate what you're trying to ask them to do. So then maybe, we have to recognize, even though it's not outcome might not be the best that everybody hopes, but that's outcome that father or mother is not looking for. In my father's case, like drinking is, that's where he gets his happiness. It's not really happiness, but it's kind of like, hard to say, but that's why he's doing that. Maybe it's a bit complicated. Maybe I don't have 100% clear picture, and I just force my idea on that. So that meanwhile, just person's being miserable. So then I thought, like, what's the point of living a life if you are not happy? So all the children's, every time we call him, so we can't encourage him to take shower. Now he's here, it's very easy to take shower. In my hometown, very complicated. You have to make the fires out of the wood, all smoke, so you have to heat, you have to warm the water, all kind of, it takes long. That's why in my hometown, people take a shower once a year. New Year Eve. The mother has few children. Probably mother will spend like a lot of time just bathing them. For once a year, New Year Eve, that's New Year Day, that's the only one time you wear new clothes. The rest of the year, there's no new clothes. There's no new clothes. First day of the New Year, so you get the chance to wear new clothes. Everybody's very happy. So there's a New Year Eve, everybody takes showers. The family, father, mother, all the children, like that. So here it's very easy to take shower, so it's hot water all the time. You don't have to wait all the way to the midday, or maybe heat it up. So then, of course, every child, did you take shower? He doesn't want to take shower at all. My father doesn't want to take shower. So for him, it's not important. So for us, it's very important. So then you keep forcing. Meanwhile, you are making his life miserable. So then one point, my father, personally, he's like very quiet person. He don't say much. You could sit with him. You're hoping that he's going to say something. Taking breakfast, 1 hour, he won't say a word. He's a very quiet person. I'm not sure why, so he doesn't say much. So then I think probably like begging him to take shower, probably is getting here, all the way builds up, it's going here. So one day he says, I'm not fish. I'm not fish. That's all he said, I'm not fish. Finish. So then I stopped begging him to take showers. Finish. So like that, sometimes we force our ideas on that, not necessarily make them more happier, but for in our mind, it's good things to do. May not be, generally speaking, good things to do, may not be necessarily be good for him because he doesn't want to do. So then, top of that, they're losing that you are the one who's like giving advice to your kids. Now your kids start to give you advice. I'm not sure if you're in that position, how you feel emotionally. I'm not sure. That means you are kind of losing the control over your kids. Now your kids trying to control your life, what to eat, what to do, when to shower. So then I kind of like just give up, so if that makes him happy. I'm not going to encourage him to drink, but I'm not going to, I try everything I can stop. So I just, so then one time in the monastery, we have a lot of mosquitoes. Mosquito. He's like killing mosquito like this. I said, it's not good. We should not kill, it's not good. He said, oh, killing mosquito has no like negative karma. Buddha said very clearly. I'm not sure where he get this idea. He said, Buddha said very clearly, killing mosquito has no negative karma. Then he just left. He just woke away. So I said, where you heard? Who told you? Didn't respond. He just woke away. Even the teachings become a challenge, Even teaching becomes a challenge. What you can say? Anyway, so dealing with the parents is a challenge for all of us. So we not compassion, we also need a wisdom, how to deal with wisdom. So I think it's important to recognize at some point there's no wisdom. So we have to recognize that. So it's like, it's kind of challenge. So we have to have both wisdom and compassion, both just compassion, just we are going to trap. And you are not happy because you think that he's not listening or she's not listening. The reason then he or she doesn't want to listen because they don't want to do. And like your own children forcing you to do something, I'm not sure emotionally how you feel that. So we have no idea. So we have to, sit back and think twice, before we do, and how long we should do that continuously. Maybe there will be a point where we need to stop. So then, so that's the not very good story, but that's the story between me and my father. Okay.
Okay, so Geshe-la, are you ready for the first question?
Sorry, I wasted your precious time here.
No, it was very relevant. Thank you.
It's not part of the Lamrim.
So our question from last week is, am I awareness? Is subtle awareness the true self?
So now this is time. Now this is the really class now here. So now that say the debate is very much needed. Am I my awareness? So maybe each one of us has, maybe it kind of make us think, each one of us, it makes this question make us think that we are not used to think. We are not used to analyze who am I, probably not used to analyze, we just go along with that. But then that kind of like approach make us harder to root out, eradicate the root of the samsara. So that's why it's important to analyze notion of self. So now, what kind of counter argument you bring it up? That's all about debate. In the monastery, You see debate, that's what we are debating. Or someone say, okay, so for example, when Rabbi Tenzin Lama said like, oh, I am my awareness. So now you can't just go along with that. You have to debate. So now what kind of counter argument you bring it up? If someone, if like when Rabbi Tenzin Lama said like, I am my awareness, what kind of like argument you bring? But that debate has to be based on text. Otherwise, it's not debate has rules. It's not like you can say whatever you want to say. Then this debate will never end. It will never lead to anywhere. So now it's based on Nagarjuna text, based on Nagarjuna fully qualified to talk about Shunyata, then Nagarjuna's disciple Chandakriti, who extensively wrote the commentaries on Nagarjuna's view of Shunyata, like Pasankika point of view, Shunyata. So then the debate has to be based on that. If we are discussing about Shunyata, the best person to follow after the Shakyamuni Buddha, Nagarjuna, Chandakriti. So then who said that? Lama Atisha said in light of the path to enlightenment. The text that's composed by Lama Atisha said it very clearly there in Tibet, not in India, in Tibet, because that text was composed in Tibet, light of the path, Lamdre, light of the path. In that text, it says very clearly. Yeah, Tony Sui Toshenas. I think probably that's how it's stated. That's how it worded. Tony Sui Toshenas kind of questions who experienced Shunyata. The test began like that. Tishisha be lung tensions, like this. Shakyamuni Buddha prophesies. Prophesies? How is it? Prophecies? Prophesies? Prophesies. Lutu Loma Data is Nagarjuna's disciple, Chandakriti. Teachings that comes from that lineage has potential to help you to experience Shunyata. That's exactly how it's worded by Lama Atisha in the Latter Part in the text. If you read the text, you will see clearly there. So, so that debate has to be based on something, okay? Based on that. So, what kind of text that Chandakriti wrote? Entering into the middle way. Entering into the middle way. Called Madhya Manga Avatara, that text. Monastery, the root text, monks remember by heart. I think that 10 chapters, that root text has 10 chapters. And chapter number 6, there has like extensive explanations about Shunyata. So in that text, there's questions, am I my awareness or consciousness? All the argument is listed in that text very clearly. If someone say, I am my awareness, if someone say, oh, I am my body, so all this argument, or how you say argument or debate, how you say, what's the best way to say? Debate? The discussions, all this discussion is clearly explained in those chapter number 6, quite elaborately. So now here question, am I my consciousness? What do you say? So it's kind of interesting to hear, like people do say my mind, my mind. I'm not sure like how much they know about mind or consciousness, because we have like whole set of teachings that talks about consciousness, different types of consciousness. There's like a lot of teaching on the thought, not on brain. Probably you have more books that's written about brain in the West, but when it's come down to mind, there's like intensive teachings that's been written about mind in the Eastern philosophy, particularly Buddhist philosophy. There's like, we have like whole set of teachings that are dedicated to study consciousness. So in that case, the Eastern philosophy, particularly Buddhist philosophy, is one of the richest philosophy on this planet that has explanation about mind and consciousness. That's, I think, true. That's the truth. So now, yeah, here in the movie, in the television, you do see it, even the young people, they say, oh, my mind. I'm not sure, like, does that mean that your brain? Or are you talking about something beside your brain? No, something, maybe something is even though brain is completely dead, but something is very much active. So how you explain that? You can't talk about a brain because brain is completely dead, because that person is dead or died, or that person is no longer breathing. From the scientific point of view, you call that person dead, but that person in very deep meditations. You know, that happened 2 weeks ago. 2 monks died in 2 different monasteries. After that, they are there like 27 days. So nowadays, scientists go experiment those individual monks, what's happening. So they don't have much word to explain. So clearly, there's something is, yeah, that's exactly when we say we are not thinking of this physical, in Tibetan, you know, like when you say consciousness, number shepa, this is like completely separate from the brain. We are not thinking about the physical brain. Now, brain, we have like, it's like visual, you can see. There's some kind of shape. The consciousness has no shape. You cannot see. There's nothing to see. So in like Eastern philosophy, when you talk about consciousness, people are not thinking about this physical brain. They're thinking about something else, much, much bigger. So now the question, the first and foremost important thing is, what is mind? What is consciousness? What is mind? That's important two things to figure it out. What is mind? So then after that, so then you could say, I am my awareness. Same awareness, consciousness, mind. These are all synonyms according to Buddhist philosophy. These are all synonyms, different names, but all means one. That's all different names. Now, question: who is aware? Oh, that refers to the person. Oh, Gishiken, I'm being aware. I am aware. You say I'm aware, but actually the consciousness is the one who is like being aware of the object. And of course, when your eye sees something, yeah, you have to see I see. Otherwise, there's no way. When you are going to say I see, I smell, because your nose consciousness is interacting with the object of the smell, then you say I smell. Directly, the nose consciousness is the one who is smelling the smell. And you say, I smell. Your hand is the one who planted the seed. Then you say, I planted. So now, so see, now I'm just giving you some, as the ground to debate. So now, if you say, I am awareness, what kind of counter argument you bring up? Awareness. Very good questions. There's going to be analytical meditation of shunyata. Analytical meditation of shunyata. Why we have to start with the self? Why? Everything's, all the stories of this life is built on that, builds on that. All the story in this life is built on the sense of the notion of self. That's why it's important to analyze. It's important to analyze. Because that's the first thing you become attached. According to Chandrakriti, same text enter into the middle way. Chandrakriti stated very clearly, Tambu ngashe dala shenchu. Very beginning, become attached to I. From there, my. So then my idea, my opinion, my education, my people, my country, my party, my team, then goes on my relative, then that's like never-ending business, never-ending business, never ends. Never ends since from beginning this time to till now, how is not going to end unless we cease the root of the samsara. Okay, so so now what kind of counter argument if you say I'm my awareness or consciousness or mind? So first of all, as I said, first and foremost important things to define, to study what is mind. In that case, you need to rely on Eastern philosophy, because Eastern philosophy is the only philosophy, particularly Buddhism is the only philosophy that talks intensively about mind. So I just say, but then like low rig, there's a particular text called low rig, means mind and mental factor. Is like not that big book, but it's like decent sized book. That's where you study in the monastery. So debate through debate. This all done by debate. We debate what we are hoping. So we are hoping to reach to the conclusions. Then there will be no more debate. Okay, to basically finding the truth. That's why debate. Why you debate? Why you don't just take it as it is? No, Shakyamuni Buddha said it very clearly. Founder of the Buddha's path, founder of the Buddhism said very clearly, don't take my word out of respect. Down the road is not good. Analyze. Similarly, the way the goldsmith analyze the gold, cut, rub, and burn. That's how you define pure gold. You do the similar with my teachings. So down the road, it's better for everyone. So that's why we debate. That's why debate is very big part of the education system. Debate, debate class, okay? Not because some important person say, oh, you are your consciousness. Okay, all right. From now on, I will say I am my consciousness. No, that's not how it works. We debate, no matter who said. Even the Shakyamuni Buddha, founder of the Buddhist path, said you don't just take it out of respect. You analyze. You use your own brain, analyze. So we have full freedom to do that. No, so it's not disrespectful. We have full freedom to. Buddha give us full freedom to do that. We analyze. We don't just take it because simply some hype, some like famous person said. We don't accept that. We analyze. Okay. So now, what you say, like if I'm your consciousness, so sorry, so many nonsense things said here. So now back to the questions.
So Geshe-la, there was a follow-up question from a YouTube student, and they asked, are you using the self as an object of negation?
That's probably not technically not the correct way to say it, because you can negate self. Other than am I making any sense? We are trying to hear what you're trying to do when we meditate on Shunyata. We are trying to find that the true self, not like self that's been very much exaggerated. So you can't build on that because that self is very much exaggerated. So we are trying to find the true self. And in order to find the true self, that all the self that's been exaggerated has to be negated. So another question is how you are going to distinguish between the true self and the self that's been very much exaggerated. How you can distinguish, that's not easy things to do because we are so familiar with this mix up self, self is very much mixed up. You can't really, because we don't sit and analyze, we don't internally analyze. Our senses always like bombarded by all kinds of information, like always outwarded, never like took time to like sit quietly and analyze. We thought that it's hard to distinguish between self that's very much exaggerated and self that truly exists. If someone say mere self, does that make sense? Mere self, mere cup, mere flower, mere painting. What does word mere cuts up? What did word mere exclude? What did word mere exclude? No. Absolute, something absolute, inherent. Does that make sense? Doesn't need to go to the fortune teller. Doesn't need to go to the fortune teller to tell us. Just analyze how you see things. How you see things. Yeah, even that, without talking about Shunyata, that also changed dramatically since we are born. When we are born, so we have these senses, we do see things that over time change because we become more sophisticated, more knowledgeable, more educated. And does that mean we are seeing things better? I don't think so. Does that mean we are reacting towards the object that we interact with our five senses, we are doing better job? Hard to say. When you are a baby, when you are like 1 year old, 2 years old, maybe you are doing better job, much better job dealing with the object of the five senses than now. Now we become so sophisticated. That's one of the meditations that in Mahmud, the teaching mentioned. When you meditate, especially like conventional nature of awareness, when there's meditations called concentrating on conventional nature of awareness, meditating on conventional nature of awareness or introducing conventional nature of awareness to yourself, introducing conventional nature of your awareness to yourself. And that meditations, the great yogis mentions, there's like 6 different types of method. That's very like, how to say, beneficial for beginner who's like trying to introduce conventional nature of mind to themselves. So there's these 6 different types of methods. It's very beneficial. One of them is like kids looking at the object. But in the text it says kid looking into when you bring the kid into a temple, there are so many things being hanged or displayed in the shrine, So there are so many things to see. So when the kids look at them, that's exactly how we should focus. Our focus on conventional nature of mind, our mind should be like that, kid looking at the object, nothing to comment, no worry about the detail, it's just look at as they are, like that. So there's a meditation, that's pension of the children, great yogis, Mahamudra yogis or yoginis mentioned that meditation should be like kids. No, it doesn't have to be temple. In the text, it says temple, Doesn't have to be temple, could be museum, could be park, could be anything, doesn't have to be temple. It's just example they use. So then, like, too much effort, probably no good. Too little effort is no good, like bird gliding in the sky, like few times flap. So not all the time like this. Probably may need 2 or 3 times, then glide like that. Meditation should be like that, Like doesn't have to be put effort. Like so, kids looking at things is not serious things. It's not serious things. It's not seeing something serious. It's not looking at something serious. It's not looking into something very seriously. It's just seeing the way as it is. No comments, no judgments, no story, nothing like that. So then that meditations, that meditations eventually become like crystal clear, still water. Your meditation become like clear, still water. So from there, so then you have your, it's like separate set of awareness, like small, like tiny fish that navigate through that water without disturbing the water. The tiny fish does not disturb the water. So this separate set of awareness is not disturbing your meditations. Your meditations become like now still clear water because like murky, all the heavy happening. So then slowly all the dust settled down in the bottom. So now this becomes still clear water. So the separate set of consciousness, awareness, act like small fish, navigate through the water without disturbing the water at all. So that small fish-like awareness, so now start to analyze who's meditating. So, who's meditating? So then, so the very question that you brought it up is based on Nagarjuna text, Ratnavali, Rinjentiwa Ratnavali. Chebosami Chumai, Memilume, the Ratnavali text, Chebosami Chumai, like earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, that's what this body is made up, 4 elements. You go through. So then Shanti Deva's text, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life, chapter number 6, start analyzing through hair, wondering, am I my hair? Now it sounds like now you are finished meditating on the physical part is done. So your answer is no. First you wonder, am I my body? Am I my hair? Am I my body? The answer is yes. Then you go to each one of them, hair, head, all of them. Then you figure it out, oh, I'm not my body. So now you are wondering, am I my awareness? Am I my awareness? Now you went to a little bit deeper level. Am I my awareness? So that's the question here. So now what kind of counter argument you bring it up? First think, how many consciousness? How many consciousness? Yeah, if you're studying the mind, you probably have some idea how many consciousness are there. Six. Yeah, good. 6. Yeah, 5 senses, 6 mental consciousness. Then if you are thinking about like the mind-only school, Chitra Matra, mind-only school, they probably say 8. There's 8 of them. But the 6 is very common, no matter which school you talk. Madhya Menga school, or probably better to say systems school, probably it's not like here, like elementary school, high school, not like that kind of school. Probably better to say the systems. mind-only system that talks about 8 consciousness, for them is very necessary that it has to have 8, otherwise things will not function according to their own theory or tenet. So typically, Madhya-Minga systems, mind-only systems, within the mind-only system, there's 2 different group. Then within the Madhya-Minga system, there's no true, so the Pasankika is the ultimate, is the best. So there, so then all agree, there are 6 of them. Sometime number change, mind-only school, they talks 8, then like that. So now there's 6 or 8. Pasankika, there's no 8. There's probably only 6, no 8. There's no 8. Not necessary. It's not necessary. You don't have to have 8 types of consciousness in order to explain the path and the ground, all of that. You don't need them. Or karma, all of that. So 6. So now, if you say I'm my awareness, so now oneself is very hard to take care. Now you will end up with 6 of them. What do you want to do? Now, you can't just say awareness like so. Then now I'm talking here counter argument. Can anybody see you? Can anybody can see you or touch you? Do you have ID? If you are your awareness, how you're going to have ID? I'm not sure, like how you make ID of awareness. How you make the ID of awareness? You can't, because there's no shape, no color, you can't take picture. There will be no photo ID. So that's illegal in this country. So there's going to be a big problem when you go to the airport. There's no ID to show. You have no photo ID to show. They can't define you. If you say I'm my consciousness, that's not going to help. They want to see the photo ID. So now how you're going to show the photo ID of consciousness? No, this is now, modern times. No, they're not talking about photo IDs. No, in ancient times, there's photo IDs no needed. Nobody asked photo ID. So now world's become here, it's more modernized. So now based on that modern world, a counter argument has to base on modern world. So now you talk about idea. First we begin with ID. If you are your awareness, will you have ID to show? How other people define it, they can see because your awareness, they can see. Or you end up with 6 of them because there's minimum, there's six awareness. If you say that, are you eye consciousness, nose consciousness, ear consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, what kind of consciousness? So now see, going to the physical body, you already figured it out, oh, that's not me, because there's all this argument that I have to respond, so that I'm kind of losing all this argument. So now you come to subtle level awareness. So now you're also losing that argument. So now, now I am neither body nor consciousness. Now that's more like conclusion. I'm neither my consciousness nor my body. So now, what is it? What is it? You can't deny self. Self is there, very much alive. You always say, I. It's very much alive there. Now, it is neither body nor consciousness. What is it? It is merely, now word mere comes. It is merely level on combination of consciousness in the body. That's what it is. It's a merely level on combination of body and consciousness. That is what it is. Or am I going to find? Am I going to find that? Am I going to find? Now, question: is this something you can find? Analyze. Go through this. What happens when you go through your body? What happens? What kind of conclusion do you reach? Nothing to see. That's the conclusion. Nothing to see. Nothing to find. This is the bad news? No, this is very good news. Very good news. Not finding, maybe you are finding the best. Not seeing, maybe you are seeing the best. Maybe seeing things may not be the best. Maybe not seeing things, probably the best. Having opinion, probably not the best. Not having opinion, probably that's the best. What do you say? So you go through there. What I should do? Just pause. Just pause. I'm not just making this up. Means not finding the best finding, not seeing the best seeing. First, you don't understand what do you mean. Slowly, you kind of understood that statement a little bit. Oh, that's what it means. Oh, so now, what I did all meditations trying to figuring out, am I my body? I went through every part exactly where Nagarjuna suggests, Master Shanti Deva suggests. I did all of that and I reached to the conclusion, nothing. I'm none of them. I'm not my body. So now your wisdom don't just stop there. You're still wondering what options now left. Consciousness, awareness. Now you're wondering, am I my awareness? So now you went through that meditations exactly the way Nagarjuna, Chantakirti, all these great masters suggested. Why I should listen to them? They are the one who experienced Shunyata. Why I should listen to someone who's telling me how to make banana bread? Oh, that person made banana bread more than 1,000 times. That person is renowned banana bread, how is it? Maker. No. So that's why you should listen, because that person made it banana bread more than 1,000 times. Same like Shanti Deva, Chantakirti, they are the one. Lama Atisha, Lama Tsongkhapa, they have been written about that extensively. They did meditations. So now you meditate, both of them, going through all the physical body out of curiosity, did all the meditations, conclusions. No, no body. I'm not my body. Conclusion, I'm not consciousness. Now, what is it? Something that you say all the time, something is very much vivid, very much alive. I, self, same thing. Merely level on combination of body and mind, merely level. Fear, anxiety, panic, everything merely level. Merely level. When you come out of these meditations, when you come out, first, you're trying to introduce yourself to the conventional nature of awareness. You did that, you meditate. So your meditation becomes like still, clear water. So from there, you kind of separate set of awareness like tiny fish and analyze. Now your self. You did that. So now, when you come out of these meditations, Mingjang Tayo Tsamshin to Chajet Mingjang, merely level, everything. I see. I think the last time that have some discussion with the Felix. So that like what the Felix said, the Thich Nhat Hanh, Master Thich Nhat Hanh said. So this, when you think about brain, is like a lot of neutron, has a neutron, atom or what do you call, made of like power, like you have more knowledge than I do.
Neuron.
Neuron made of this, so many of them. It has like oxygen, all kinds of things. This is basically this whole body. There's so many cells like that, genes, genetic sequence, like all kinds of things. And like say, like there's no separate self from them. That there's no separate self. So now, when you come out of this meditation, there's no separate pain. There's no separate cup. There's no separate watch. There's no separate computer. Everything is merely level on the base. Here, you can touch. This one's called like what? That's what's called like forever. Forever. It can be is that somebody just decide to call it forever. Then that's how it becomes forever. So like that. Tell a long tab is the Minjanta something to Chajet and the name of Milam Mikjuchuta Jumata Wangichas. Milam. Right now it's not like dream, it's serious. It's not like dream, serious. This is a serious thing. It's not like dream. It's not like illusion. This is very serious things. Oh, painting in the house, these are serious things, It has to be perfect. It's serious things. It's not just merely level, Minjantayo is something to charge it in the new member. Everything's functioning based on mere level. Do we understand that? Are we getting anything out of this like mere level things? Things are functioning. When somebody says, Nagarjuna is saying things are functioning based on merely level, does that make any sense at all? Does that make any sense at all? Am I getting anything? Am I getting even a glimpse of any ideas out of that? Everything's functioning based on that. Does it make any sense? If not, so then further analysis is very much needed till we get some glimpse of ideas. Everything is 100% functioning totally based on mere level. Is that what you found when you analyze yourself? Is that what you found mere self? Maybe you found the best. You found the best. May not see something, but you found the best. What you found? Merely level self. All the self that you've been dealing with that's superimposed or exaggerated. Yeah, Linda, time's over. Yeah, okay, time's over. Sorry, just said it. So many things have no clue. I have no clue. I've said so many things, I have no clue. Okay, thank you very much for all of you. So maybe thank you, Alexander, again, for translating people back in Patagonia. All the people in Patagonia, all of you, thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. So we'll continue or discuss next Sunday, okay?
We start with the dedication verses from Master Shanti Deva, Bodhikarya Vatara. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill, be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduers, the one who mastered speech at a very young age, the one with great patience to receive the name Vatara, the one with great precision to spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduers more way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, say for myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice Sunday.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Thank
Linda.
you, Geshe-la. Thank you,
Thank you,
Lama.
Geshe-la.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Lama.
Everyone.